new Stargate TV series ordered at Amazon from Blind Spot creator Martin Garrow. Amazon is officially moving forward with a new Stargate TV series Variety has learned. The new project hails from Martin Garrow, who began his career in the original Stargate TV franchise. Exact plot details for the series are being kept under wraps. The series will be produced by Amazon MGM Studios and air on Prime Video. So this is a statement from the showrunner Garrow saying, 20 years ago, my first real job in television was as a story editor on Stargate Atlantis. I spent 5 years at the franchise working across all 3 series. Stargate taught me everything about making television. It's written into my DNA. I'm beyond thrilled that Amazon MGM Studios has entrusted me with guiding this incredible franchise into its next phase. For those who kept the gate active through conventions, rewatches, and unwavering faith, this one's for you. And for those that are new to our world, I promise you're in for something extraordinary. So Garrow will serve as writer, executive producer, and showrunner on the new Stargate show. Executive producers also include Joby Harold and Tori Tunnell for Safe House Pictures, as well as Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich, who co-wrote the original film, which Emmerich directed. Brad Wright and Joe Malazzi, longtime creative leaders within the Stargate universe, will serve as consulting producers. And this is also a statement from Nick Pepper, head of U.S. SVOD TV development for Amazon MGM Studios. Stargate is an enduring, iconic franchise that has captivated audiences for decades, with its bold exploration of humanity's place in the cosmos. In partnership with our extraordinary creative team of Martin, Tori, and Joby, we are honored to open this next gate to bring a visionary new chapter of this beloved franchise to our global Prime Video audience, one that honors the series' rich legacy while propelling it into an ambitious and emotionally resonant future. Yeah, that sounds like regular PR speak. That sounds good, sure. Yeah, it was first reported back in 2022 that Amazon was looking to develop new projects in the Stargate universe following the company's acquisition of franchise producer MGM Studios. And I remember hearing rumors that they wanted to do a film as well as television, that they were looking at both of those. And I was really scared because there were other rumors too, I think, that there would be a reboot. Lots of rumors were swirling and speculation, and rightly so, because I think it's just the easy route that a lot of Hollywood studios have taken, is just to reboot something instead of enriching and expanding upon what has already been made. It seems very creatively bankrupt to just redo something that other creatives have already done. Use your imagination and expand upon what other creators have already built for you. In addition to his work in Stargate, Garrow is known for creating the NBC series Blind Spot starring Jamie Alexander, which aired for 5 seasons. He was also the showrunner on NBC's reboot of Quantum Leap and has produced shows such as the CW's Kung Fu reboot and the limited series Keep Breathing. Yeah, the Quantum Leap reboot, I never finished. I think I watched maybe a couple episodes and it was really bad. But I did like Blind Spot, I think. I don't know if I finished it though, but it's also not my thing. Blind Spot, I think it was some sort of crime thriller series, something like that. But yeah, I think that's going to be in a lot of people's radar that he was showrunner for the failed Quantum Leap reboot. It ran for a couple of seasons, but I think they might have already built in for the 2 seasons, and it just wasn't doing well at all. I didn't like it because they ignored the lore, and they wasted the opportunity to bring back Sam Beckett, but also it just wasn't well written and not very good. But that's why I appreciate even more, though, Brad Wright and Joseph Malazzi's involvement to actually consult on the series. And this is where Martin Garrow started. He already worked on all of these other Stargate shows. So when it comes to Stargate, I have the most confidence in Garrow's abilities there. This is something that means a lot to him. It started off his career, basically. The fact that he has such a personal tie to the franchise itself gives me confidence that he won't want to see it go down in flames. It was a bit disappointing what happened with Quantum Leap, but I am willing to overlook that if what we're getting with Stargate is excellent. And the fact that it is not just Martin Garrow, but also Joseph Malazzi and Brad Wright, we have high expectations. They're also acknowledging our expectations too. The fact that they worded their announcement the way they did to kind of embrace the fans and acknowledge that the fans basically made this happen with their continued dedication and loyalty through the decades. So, of course, he says before anything, it's not a reboot. It's its own unique chapter in the Stargate universe. We're making it for the fans, but also for new audiences that have never watched Stargate or potentially don't have a sci-fi franchise they even like. I wonder what exactly he means by that. The fact that he says franchise there is interesting. Not that they're not sci-fi fans, but that they don't have a franchise in science fiction that they like. I wonder what he means by that specifically. Recently, a lot of people have been burned by once beloved franchises, Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, just to name a few. I wonder if that's something he could be addressing, or if it's just people who don't like science fiction. It seems like a token statement that I've heard before. I remember hearing things very similar when the reboot of Battlestar Galactica, Ronald D. Moore's remake of that. I recall that he did say something similar, that fans will love it. They'll at least know the core elements of the story. The foundation of it was very similar to the original Battlestar Galactica series, but new fans don't need to have watched the previous show. It's very different as far as how the Cylons are presented and just the genre of show itself, but a lot of things were very similar in its space battles and certain character traits. So few examples that we can turn to of ones that have done that successfully. And even Battlestar Galactica's franchise stumbled when they tried Caprica. And I remember comments from Ronald D. Moore saying, well, we're trying to find a new audience, and a more female skewed audience too is what they were trying to go for with that new installment. And that just didn't work out. It was completely different, very philosophical, and just not what original fans would have expected. And it was going into an interesting place, but at that point it was too late and it got canceled. So you can't expect to just from the start, well, we're going after a new audience. The only thing that does give me confidence is that he did say we are making it for the fans. I think the spirit of what he's saying is that we're also making it accessible to new audiences and hopefully new fans, and that you don't have to have watched all of the previous shows, which it is a lot. It's a great journey, so I highly recommend it, of course. But I do think that there is something to that. And I can't eliminate all of my pessimism because we've been burned so many times. But Hollywood itself has suffered so many setbacks and losses. And if you don't change, then you're going to fail. You need the fans. So I'm just going to go off of the fact that their first thing that they said was that we're making it for the fans. And the fact that this whole statement was with Gate World addressing the fans specifically, as opposed to just a cut and dry press release. It seems very heartfelt, wanting the fans to be involved and wanting the fans to like it. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not sure what he means by these words for those that maybe don't have a sci-fi franchise they like, or we're making it for people that have never heard of Stargate before. You could kind of describe actually Stargate universe as something very similar to that. I would say that you wouldn't have needed to watch all of SG-1 and Atlantis to have dived into that show. I think they did it very well, reintroducing maybe familiar characters when it was relevant. But I think for the most part, it was its own thing. Then, of course, SGU was at the time very, I don't know about very, but it was controversial. Some fans didn't like it. Some fans grew to like it. And some fans really liked it. It was definitely a different tone and style. I think they have license to experiment a little, but it should still feel like Stargate. That spirit of exploration, mythology, and an amazing cast of characters, diverse characters that may clash at times, like in their personality. It was always kind of a military versus science clash. I think that dynamic is essential too, to have these likable characters that are very strong-willed in their knowledge, and they all have to come together to survive. I am very interested to see whether or not we're going to have a return to episodic television when it comes to this new Stargate show. That's something that I will be very eager to hear information on. I don't think we're going to have a return to the 24 episode seasons. That would be awesome. But hopefully there is a nice balance between some episodic storytelling and this through line of a narrative that continues. But it would be nice to have an adventure of the week again.